Hello, everyone joining into the VOD crew. Feel free to skip forward when things happen, or don't. I don't know. I'm not the boss of you. Okay, let's do some keyboard stuff today. Hope everyone's doing good today, though. Got some exciting stuff. Gonna lose some brown Alps. Maybe show you guys some other cool things here and there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I think I got everything. Testing 1, 2. What up, Smallwind? How many audio? Is it less scuff today? Or is it still robotic and scuff? That's the real question. It should be better. I don't know if it actually is better. That's the real question. Robotic? Ah, damn it. You know, I bet it's because... What up, Honeybush? Thanks for the 13 months of Tier 1. I bet you my audio is trash right now because my USB controller is loaded. So I'm gonna switch audio. Hold on. It is banger. This came from my dinner, so I got like intense meat sweats going on. It's kind of gross. Thank you. Let me set up. Let me fix audio. Testing 1, 2. Testing 1, 2. My audio may be slightly delayed now, but is it less crappy? Is it less crappy now? Hopefully it's less crappy. If it's less crappy, I can fix the delay. I have the technology. It's actually not delayed. Ooh, thanks for 3 months, bud. It's not delayed right now? That's actually amazing if it's not delayed right now. Yeah, this is one of the worst parts, Rega. It is Alps. It's gonna be easy. It's easy lubing. I'm gonna make it super easy because I'm not even gonna fully take apart. Good, too much gain, I can fix that. Testing 1, 2. Testing 1, 2. Turn gain down, volume up. So it should be slightly the same, but unlike head dubs. How's the audio now? Is it better? I should hopefully be less robotic-y though, right? I think that's the key thing I want to fix today. It's fine now? Perfect. I got my lav mic just kind of poking out right there. Here we go. Sorry about that. If that was loud. Okay, let's just get to it. Okay, so I got my Alps bottoms taken apart. Okay, I did one to check how it is, and it's great. Let's just move this out of the way. I'm not using this. So I'm no bitch. I'm gonna use a 3203 to lube my Alps. A lot of people say, Huey, you shouldn't use wet lube for Alps because it's gonna be dusty. Look. While that's true, I'm pretty sure I will be taking this apart and re-lubing it within the next decade. So I'm not too worried about dust, especially since I store my keyboards pretty well. So we're just gonna go through. For my lubing today, it's gonna be really simple. Okay. All I'm gonna be doing is lubing the sliders on both sides. I'm not really worried about the leaves or anything. Just gonna be doing the sliders on both sides with just a tiny dab of 3203, which is gonna be really simple when rebuilding this Leaf 60. How many cameras? I got 1 camera. I got 2 camera. I got 3 camera. I got 4 camera. And all that bandwidth is probably why the audio sounds really crappy when I try to send it out the other way. Going all out, you know it. You know it. So let me just, hold on. Oh my gosh, why the audio? Okay, there we go. I want to upgrade my Mobo because I have a micro ITX and I want to get a mini ATX, so I have another PCI E slot for an actual onboard capture card instead of USB. If the audio is actually fine right now, that's good because the audio is coming out through a different direction compared to the norm. That's why. Okay, so I need to hold on. Yeah, there we go. Oops. Slightly bigger Huey in the corner. A. My light went out? Yeah, I'm not sure why the light changed for a second. That was weird. It's like just this one too. The front one is like super lot dimmer now. Let me see if I accidentally pushed a... I think I pushed a button, that's why. No. There we go. I know why. There we go. For some reason, my aperture decided to close. My aperture is like, oh, let's get tight. Let me just make sure that's properly. That's not going to work it. But yeah, so we're just gonna be lubing brown Alps, and then I have 2 things to show you. But first, let's start with a snack. Just kidding, it's not a snack. It looks like this looks like I would have like a container of food, right? But it's not. It's some POM Holy Pandas. Interesting. Something I'm actually pretty excited to build with in the future. POM Pandas, yeah. They actually look quite a bit different. They have an interesting feel to them. They're actually like not super sharp. Looks like the Holy Panda craze has gone away from the that super aggressive sharpness and is more balancing out, which is good. So lubing is super easy for brown Alps because we don't need a lot of lube. We really don't. Only bad thing I need to work on is moving my camera forward because I'm like whenever I lean in to get close, you guys see my hair, my head. So I'll probably do one close up to show everyone. You can see this, yeah. So let's go boop right there, just a little bit, and then boop right there with a tiny bit more. And just a tiny bit too. I don't even need much. How many cameras do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4. And all I do is, now that it's lubed, all I do is I just put it back on. Oh, I need a spring, duh. Actually, the most annoying thing about Alps is the springs, because the little nub that these springs go on is like pretty rounded out, so it doesn't actually keep the spring on that well. Typically, in my experience, I have slightly better luck. I'll have to lube a little right here as well. I actually usually have slightly better luck putting the spring with the top housing and the stem, and then fitting that all together with the switch. Even doing it sideways sometimes, so it actually like doesn't just done. Oh, it sounds so much better, lubed versus unlubed. I feel like I should just put together one unlubed to show you guys the difference, as well as actually just mainly just the difference. Because all these are cleaned. I cleaned all these brown Alps with my ultrasonic, and it worked out pretty well. And I can show you how I open them really quickly without desoldering. I know a lot of people who aren't familiar with Alps may not know that tech. I'm like the keyboard supervillain. Thank you. That's a title I will be very happy about. Okay, so I'm just gonna put together one unlubed switch, and I'm gonna hold it up to my lav mic on my chest, so you guys can hopefully hear that difference. I don't know if you can tell that much of a difference, but I can. Okay, taking these apart is pretty simple. All you need is one of these guys. You don't need these guys, but I think they help a lot. And I like using an IC puller. And all I do to open these up, stick this like this, bam, with one hand. In the other hand, you want to grab the other axis and pull up. That's it. That's how easy it is to open up Alps. And you can replicate all of that. You can replicate this tool with like 2 toothpicks if you wanted to. All right, let's get to lubing this. This is easier to lube than MX, so easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And this is all going into my Leaf 60 Alps build, and I have all my keycaps right here, all the beautiful keycaps. I really do hope everyone is doing wonderful today. But if my audio is now fixed and it's not delayed, that's actually surprising and great. I thought it'd be delayed. Legendary brown Alps, dude. Kimchi, you know it. The legendary. The goats. One of the goats of tactile. Brown Alps, baby. This is supposed to be a vintage look. What part? Cinnamon topography. Come on. Oh, I'm putting it in backwards. There we go. Easy. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. And I just repeat this for this whole keyboard. Face cam looks very 80s, 90s. The quality definitely is probably not great because of the HDMI cable I'm using. So we're just gonna go with, yeah, it's vintage. Well, if only had a vintage Coke can. Also have like one device trying to feed 1, 2, 3, 4 signals at once, which is not the easiest to do. I am definitely kind of pushing what I have. Today is going to be a nice, easy, relaxing day. Just a late week streamerino. Nothing too exciting. One of these days, I'll be like Nathan and have like C200s for my streaming cameras. That'd be great. That'd be great. Also, although I think part of it is the LUT I'm using on the front camera isn't the best. So it's kind of like definitely doing a number to the quality with how it's handling the colors. Yeah. It is definitely it's definitely on the warm side. I'll probably fix it because I do in the future. In the future, I'll probably match it with this camera. This is kind of more, I think, a more natural color. Focus on my face. There we go. The quality of this cam looks much more scuffed when it's in the small. Interesting. Interesting. I did not know that. So it's when it's like this, it's maybe I'll just keep it small. Then 80s office recording, 80s office training videos, baby. Workplace safety and you. Infomercial. Everything starts out black and white and then switches to color. Everything starts out black and white, 480p, and then halfway through switches to 1080p color. What time is it? When did I even search for it? It's 9 o'clock my time. Oh my god. Ah, all these wonderful late streams. One of these days I'll stream at a reasonable time where more people can watch. Not today though. That's what hopefully in the future my weekend streams will be for. Should probably get some background music going on, huh? Yeah, let's do that. Let's give you guys something to listen to. Yeah, we get some background music going on. What Alps set going on this? I got some IBM multi-station high pro Alps keycaps with some sick multi-legends. Too bad they're all yellowed. I need to retrobrite these in the future. Because they look like this brownish and this bluish. but in reality, or it's greenish. In reality, they're supposed to be like white and blue. But these are still some nice like tall keycaps for Alps, and they're all like nice and scoopy too. So. Get some background music going on. Okay, let's. Oh my God, what happened? Freaking happened to this monitor? That was weird. Video theme. Let's go with some technology theme and some time lapse theme. You know what I'm saying? And let's just turn the volume down and let's just play something random. It's not coming across, is it? Is it? No, it's not. Why is not detect audio? Where are you at? Hold on, I'm trying to figure out why my desktop audio isn't playing. Interesting. Why is my desktop audio playing? I wish I knew. Why isn't it going through OBS? Oh, there we go. Is it? Is it too loud? I think it's too loud, right? How's this for the background music? Let me know when you guys get a chance. I can't hear it. I have no clue what's going on. You know what would drive me insane is if I was missing an Alps spring because they don't just like grow on trees like MX springs do. That's what I'm actually dreading. I think I have like a few Sprit Alp springs from like I ordered from him a long time ago and he just like threw a few in, I think. So I think if I had to like switch a spacebar spring out, I would be fine, but I have to double check. Worst case scenario, temporarily I just have to take apart another brown Alps from off this board and throw that spring in. Which in terms of worst case scenarios ain't that bad, because at least I'd still have a functioning board with all functioning keycaps. So I got a new TKL in recently. After I finish lubing this, I'll show you guys my new this TKL that I'm hoping to build pretty soon. I just need these little lube switches for it and everything. But it's a nice looking board with a nice looking design that I am pretty excited about that my friend designed. For these Alps, I'm using 3203. The music is intense. Nice. I'm gonna turn it down a little bit. I think it's a little loud on the loud side probably. There we go, that should be a bit better. I think my audio isn't super loud. Across the interstellar gargantuan man. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Maybe I should just lube all the... Nah. Just do it one at a time. I could kind of like production line this. Yeah, I will. I'll just lube all the sides, spring, and I'll stack them over here. That is a nice part about Alps. I didn't have to desolder this in order to lube it. Although that is true with like MX switches when you have MX compatible plates. The issue is most of the time when you have MX compatible plates, it's not a good plate. Remember in 2017 when we kept asking for switch top? Oh yeah, before we knew better. Before we knew better. But now we know better. Okay, I'm just gonna assembly line these and just make them and put them over there. And then I'll just snap them all in. The path of keyboards has been pretty fun and pretty wild, from things that have been in style and then out of style, the things that are continually in style, new things that have become in style, things that have fallen out of style. It's always interesting, like looking back, like how much things have changed in even like 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. Like today, you know, one of the big things that's popular now is what? Everyone and their mother's making a 65% gasket mount. That's the hot shiz right now. And in a year, everyone's going to be like, gasket plate 65%? Oh, that's so 2020. That's what's going to happen. That's already happening, I feel like. Where people are definitely getting tired of it. Back to top. I hope we go back to top. Top mount's fun. No, I'm gonna call it right now, Diego. It's not even gonna be just top mount. It's gonna be single-sided gasket top mount. There's only gonna be a gasket on one side. that's what I think is gonna happen. Someone's gonna make some kind of like typing sounds that sounds really good or something random, and it's gonna hype up something random like that. Right? And then like you're gonna build one of those kinds of boards, I'm gonna build one of those kinds of boards, Gasp's gonna build one of those kinds of boards, right? And then everyone's gonna be like, okay, we need this top mount single layer gasket hype going on. Hold up, Joe. I love you too, bud. This is my smallest brush, and I think it's like slightly too big for Alps. At least to do Alps easily. Alps more like, please dust me. I've lived a long life, and I need to be dusted. I need this dust removed from me. I had steak for dinner, and I am so full right now. Like, I am painfully full. What did anyone also have a delicious dinner, or undelicious dinner? I don't know. What did you guys all have for dinner? Hope you all had something decent, or at least had dinner. Has the trend of having breakfast food for dinner died? I hope so. What's the deal with Alps compared to cherry mount switches? Is it sound or the different feel? Both. Especially the feel. The feel of Alps switches is definitely different from cherry. And I'm talking about like their linears, their tactiles, and their clickies are all different. Just because they have a different kind of construction and architecture behind how the switch works. Let me after I put the switch down, let me show you what I mean. What I mean. Okay, so like in a normal cherry switch, right? If this was the bottom of the housing, right? Here's your here's your leaf that comes up, and the leaf kind of bends like this, right? And when your stem goes down, your stem basically makes like two parts of the leaf contact like this, and that's how it registers that it makes contact. Send the keystroke to the computer, right? Stem goes down, it rubs against one of the stems, and it does this kind of action, yeah? With the little leg popping out and rubbing on. So like for these tactile Alps, for example, you see I have one side of the leaf on the bottom of the housing. The other side is actually on the top housing. You can actually see it. Let's see if I can just get a good angle. You actually see the two legs right there, right? So basically, yeah, that's so basically when this pushes down, it moves them to make contact with essentially the other side of the switch, which is pretty cool. So, I mean, yeah, so the physical construction is different, and the physical construction being different and how the parts move and rub and interact with each other ends for a different sound. Because, for example, like, when you've tried, like, a Cherry MX linear switch, essentially they all, other than, like, spring weight and sound, they have that very Cherry linear feel to them, and that's because they all have that same construction with how the stem interacts with the leaf. The stem interacts with the leaf in a different way, and that creates a different kind of feel. And like I said, that's for their linears, the tactiles, and the clickies. Of course, Alps has plenty of downsides. They're not great for super longevity since they're more prone to being, victimized by dust. They're not really manufactured anymore, aside from like Matthias switches and some tie house switches. You can scavenge Alps from vintage boards if you know what kind of boards to look for, which would take some research or some asking around, what kind of tactiles you want. Whether it's like tactile brown, tactile oranges, there's different kinds of switches. It's like a whole different world. But at the same exact time, it's like it's almost dying in a way, because you know no one makes these switches anymore. Like all these switches, all these brown Alps I have on the side, I desoldered them out of a board. Desoldered them out of a board, and I ultrasonic cleaned them, and now I'm going through and lubing them. Yeah, because like Bebo said, yeah, the linear has like a tiny bump on the bottom, so it's like smooth, whoop, just as you hit the bottom. But because of like that interaction, you know, like for some cherry switches, when you bottom out on a linear, it can be more clacky than with an Alps, depending on if the Alps is lubed, the case of the Alps, the plate of the Alps, and of course, you know, it's like a switch is only one component of the big picture. It's definitely something I wouldn't recommend to people unless they purposely want to get into Alps, just because like there's literally a finite supply of certain Alps in the world, and that supply is literally only going down with age. Like brown Alps, these aren't made anymore anywhere, period. They are essentially lost to time now, with the ones existing being the only ones that exist and will ever exist, unless somehow someone magically brings back the old tooling and machining and, you know, make Alps great again, which ain't gonna happen because people like their fancy keycaps, and you know, these aren't the cruciforms you're used to. They are nice and rectangular, right? So, yeah. I do like how Alps don't need to be desoldered in order to open them up to do this. Like all these are still soldered in. I also wish Alps could make a, hey, you know what? If capacitive buckling springs could make a comeback thanks to Joe, aka Ellipse, and the new Model Fs, maybe someday Alps can have a comeback as well. Modern SKCM and SKCL clones with a cruciform stem is possible. That's correct. But yes, it would be expensive. That tooling cost. Yeah, there's a lot going on in regards to all of that. Why is this monitoring cutting out? What's the issue with that? The connection for my little whatever. And if only had some 62 gram Alps or 63.5 gram Alp springs, that'd be the dream, right? Would be cool, more practical as Alp style mechanism and other switches. Yeah, exactly. Isn't Zeal's new 3-in-1 switch kind of like Alps-ish, if I remember correctly from seeing how it works? I believe it's like semi-Alps inspired. Yeah, I'm also kind of excited for the silo switches too. Silo beam springs. I'm excited for those. I've tried those. The prototypes of those at Input Club's office. They are definitely unique. Only here for the Alps. Good man. You know what's up. Nope, not RO59. Straight up just using 3203. I'm not worried about getting dust in these because I know I will probably have to relube them in the next decade anyways. So I'm not really worried about dust, especially since I also store these quite well. Right? These aren't going to be like rotting away in some super, you know, old dusty attic where like cancerous materials are leaching off of the attic. It's not going to be like that, right? This is a board that I'm going to be using in the modern day, in the modern context. Like, look at this layout. Look, it's Alps with USB-C, baby. USB-C and Alps. What a time to be alive. Honda brought some Protos and NorCal meat. Pretty nice. Yeah. Sorry, no build command. I've just been really lazy with like fixing my bot for all the fancy stuff. I'm not one of those pro streamers like Lightning keyboards or Hugo keys or Teha types or apiary keyboards. That's what separates me from the pros. I'm too lazy to get the basic stuff right, like having a bot that will answer a simple command when people ask when I'm building. Instead, I go on this 45-second tirade about how I don't have a bot set up to answer a basic question. But this keyboard is a Leaf 60. Yeah. Diego, have you ever told someone, oh man, it'd be so funny. It'd be bad for your stream, but it'd be funny if you had a call policy where you never built the same board twice because lightning never strikes the same place twice. Would be hilarious thematically, but actually bad for keyboard building. Sorry, I can't build any more key cults, guys. One and done. Alps springs are like kind of worse to untangle than, actually they're just as bad as any other spring to untangle. They're just smaller. I'm making pretty good progress through this. Not the greatest speed, but you know, progress. And then after that, I'll go over you guys' initial impressions of my POM Holy Pandas, and I have this new TKL I want to show off. I won't build it on stream today because I still need to loop switches, but I do want to show it off because I think it's a beautiful board that my friend designed that I just want to show off, which I will do after I finish lubing. I think it's just fantastic. Absolutely A+. I will be doing another stream this weekend. This weekend stream is definitely going to be my first time doing actually fully taking advantage of this new setup other than just like this. It'll kind of make more sense when it happens. Yeah. Also, there, to anyone watching, there will probably be a new episode, a live episode of Keyboards Tonight with Diego, Hugo, and myself on Halloween. So stay tuned for that. It'll be fun times. Guess with no prior notice, of course, every time. Am I well? I don't stream much. Is it? Yeah, I haven't been able to stream much. I'm as well as I can be, I suppose. I've just been really busy with like work, with like IRL stuff, where a lot of days I'm coming home like 1 or 2 hours later than I used to, and just like much more tired. So it has been tough on me these last 3 months, especially. Hoping by December things will finally lighten up. Trying to get back more of the swing of things for streaming more. You know, I will be doing like every weekend at the minimum stream, and probably like throughout the week, just like small scale, just little keyboard chores, stuff like this. I mean, I still have like 3 customer builds to get to this month. But yeah, thanks for asking though. Thanks for asking. Go. Making decent almost halfway, or just about halfway, I think. It's kind of hard to tell between an organized pile and an unorganized pile, but we'll get through all of them. We will not give up. We will not surrender. I wonder what COVID Halloween is going to look like. It's going to be very empty. Because, you know, trick-or-treating probably isn't going to be a big priority for the youth. Actually, what's going to be really interesting is going to be during these, you know, trying times of COVID, Thanksgiving. Because I feel like some families will still have big gatherings, some families won't have big gatherings. I don't know. I think that's going to be definitely a conversation families are going to have coming up, right? What holiday has the best food? I'm thinking Thanksgiving. Because, you know, like fried turkey, stuffing, delicious mashed potatoes, some sweet potatoes, apple pie. Oh, what a red one. But at the same exact time, 4th of July, I think too many people sleep on how good 4th of July grilled food can be. Like, getting some good burgers on the grill or some hot dogs. Know what I'm saying? I think they both bring good merits to the table for culinary holidays. Does Christmas have any good cuisine? So what, Yuletide log thing? It's like the log, a cake that looks like a log. But, well, Christmas isn't really about food though. It's about presents. I mean, are there any good Christmas foods? Candy canes? No, candy canes are just mint and sugar. They're fine, but I wouldn't say like they're good. They're just a part of the season, right? What is a Christmas food? Eggnog? Okay. I mean, okay, eggnog. Okay, there we go. Christmas cookies? Aren't Christmas cookies just cookies decorated in the theme of Christmas? Or are you referring to like an actual recipe to cookies that are traditionally only made around Christmas time? I'm not really, I don't know really anything about baking. I've never baked in my life. Gingerbread. Okay, that's a good one. That's a good one. Gingerbread houses. Okay, I got you. That's a good one. And just gingerbread. I mean, I always think about gingerbread houses, but like it's made of gingerbread, duh. Cookies taste better in Christmas shapes. What are we talking about? We're talking about Christmas foods. Like, are there like what are Christmas foods? Because I think Christmas needs, as a holiday, needs to improve its food game, right? Like Thanksgiving versus Christmas. Which food would you rather have? Thanksgiving, duh, right? But Christmas or 4th of July, I'd still have 4th of July food. Some delicious grilled food, you know what I'm saying? Everything during Christmas is good, especially noodles and soup stuff. I feel like this is winter stuff, though. I feel like this is winter stuff, having like a chicken noodle soup, right? What's Christmas food for me? That's the thing, I'm trying to think. I don't know like what candy canes, feeling to gingerbread. There's like that cake that looks like a log. Peppermint schnapps, eggnog, freeze pierogi. Okay. Oh yeah, maybe culturally. Do you guys have some cultural Christmas dishes? Fruitcake? Is fruitcake a Christmas thing? French Canadian of turkey and tourtière. Tourtière? What is tourtière? Meat pie. Okay. Is it like a meat pie in the same way like when British people say they're gonna have a meat pie, they're having a meat pie? Like, is it that kind of thing, or is it like closer to like something like a shepherd's pie but different? Basically what we think. So, yeah, I heard a lot of people just basically repeat what they have on Thanksgiving for Christmas, which I think proves the strength of Thanksgiving food. Thanksgiving food is so good, you wouldn't mind having it again a month later. Because Christmas food needs to step up its game. Okay, what's good Christmas foods we can introduce to the world? In Australia, it's mostly like cold cuts and seafood. Wow, oh, in Australia, Southern Hemisphere, so it's summer Christmas. So cold cuts and seafood, that kind of makes sense, yeah. Any particular, like, is this seafood in general, or is it just, like, or like is there a specific or seafood dishes that you may have more often in December / Christmas time? And this food really interests me. Like culinary culture interests me a lot. Italian side of family, we had pork chops cooked in tomato sauce. Oh, low and slow, baby. One of the best ways to cook anything in the world, low and slow. Just marinate those pork chops in tomato sauce for a long time, right? Hours and hours. And by the time you're ready to eat it, you pick it up and part of it's already starting to wanting to peel off that bone. Ooh, yeah, okay. That sounds good. That sounds good. For a Christmas meal? Oh, man. Yeah, like for my family, we don't really have anything that's like a Christmas food. That's why I wanna branch out on my Christmas culinary-ness. Cold cuts and seafood for Australia. Interesting. Cold cuts and seafood. Like a charcuterie dish, where it's like you got some cold cuts and some cheeses and some nice crackers and maybe some chutney on the side. A relative brings over some random ass farmer's market like, I got some jalapeno jam. Weird jam flavor, but sure. I don't like shrimp cocktail. I'm not gonna lie. I think shrimp cocktail is like, it's an excuse to get rid of bad shrimp, because shrimp cocktail is just a shrimp in a shrimp cocktail dish. The shrimp is just a delivery vehicle for the cocktail sauce, right? Like no one eats shrimp cocktail and like discusses the quality, at least in my experience, discusses the quality of the shrimp used in the shrimp cocktail. At that point, the shrimp is just a delivery vehicle for the cocktail sauce that complements it. In New Zealand, there isn't really a tradition, so it's whatever the family borrows from other cultures. Otherwise, fish and chips at the beach or park as they go. Cocktail shrimp. Shrimp cocktail. Cocktail shrimp. You guys know what I'm talking about, though, right? Fish and chips is always good. Fish and chips, some monk's vinegar. That's definitely one thing that I wish my fellow Americans could get behind more, which is putting vinegar with your chips, or as we would say, fries. I think that's like that's some underrated tech that people don't do enough in America. Have a little bit of vinegar with fries or chips, which is really silly when you think about it, because like tomato ketchup is mostly vinegar. It's just tomatoey vinegar and sugar. White vinegar on greasy spoon fries. Ooh. Are spoon fries like just wedge cut fries? There's always a good old Christmas staple. Lots of alcohol. I'm with you there. Eggnog and whiskey. Or, I mean, what if you guys drink eggnog with liquor, what liquors do you like to put in your eggnog? Or do you have eggnog mixed drinks? I know for a lot of people it's a big thing. Like peppermint schnapps or mixed peppermint drinks. No eggnog in New Zealand. Well, I'll tell you this, you're not really missing out. I'm not the biggest fan of eggnog. I just have it because it's a seasonal thing. It's too much lube. Oh, it's fine. Peppermint schnapps and hot cocoa. I've never tried that, and everything in my mind tells me that would work amazingly. That would work amazingly. Damn. Yeah, I need to get on that. Thank you, Krotko. Peppermint schnapps and hot cocoa. Yeah. Hey, I like talking about food a lot because that's like one of the main reasons I work and I exercise. So I can enjoy delicious foods and learn about delicious foods. I know there's like, they're out there, like this is like one of the things I disagree with is like people who are particularly picky eaters. Like you know the type. I'm sure everyone's grown up, right? Someone's like, I don't like seafood. I don't like da-na-na. I don't like da-na-na. All I like is, and they say like something super, super simple. Like, I just like pasta. I just like chicken. And that's it. So it's like, what? What? Like, I love trying all sorts of different foods from all sorts of different places. Like your women, like you like your Alps modular. Now I really want to try this peppermint schnapps and hot cocoa. If you chilled it, would it be like a minty alcoholic chocolate milk? Well, really, yeah. Maybe. Interesting. People who eat well done steaks with tomato sauce with. Who eats. I've. Steak and tomato sauce? Hold on, what? Steak? I'm not even worried about the well done part. I understand why some people who like well done steaks like well done steaks. That's like actually not the part that bothers me. I understand why some people will like well done steaks. But steak and tomato sauce? What? That's actually the part that's throwing me off. Like, are they like just putting tomato sauce on the steak and having it like that? Or are they like marinating a steak in tomato sauce? Oh, Udler, you're gonna break this down for me. I'm sorry. Please break this down for me. Heinz ketchup on steak. Ugh. No one actually does that, right? The people you think do that just use A1 or some kind of generic steak sauce. Right? No one actually puts ketchup on steak. I've never seen it. It can't be a real thing, right? So wait, tomato sauce like ketchup? What? What? What is wrong with people? That's as much of a waste of steak as it is a waste of ketchup. If you're cooking steak, why aren't you at the very least making grandma's gravy? You don't even like ketchup on your burgers. I don't like ketchup on my burgers either. And I only use ketchup for fries / chips if they're bad. If it's like if they're good fries, in my opinion, you shouldn't need ketchup. Unless like it's a specific kind of fry that you made where you need this truffle ketchup. And at that point, you're just showing off the fact that you have or you've made truffle ketchup more than so your fries. Your farm market salsa ketchup or that Heinz crap. I always assume when people say like ketchup and steak, they mean Heinz or like Heinz or Hunt's or Reds or one of those equivalents. Excellent. The leftover juice and oil from steak, add flour, fry it up, bit of beef stock and water. Boom. That sounds pretty good. That sounds like that's a simple gravy. Simple, delicious gravy. You know Brazilian put ketchup on pizza? But but there's a superior ketchup on pizza, which is the tomato sauce, which, you know, has things like herbs and actual crushed tomatoes, or at least it should, if it's, you know, proper sauce. You know, it's funny, growing up, I always thought, like, the battle between deep dish and thin sliced pizza would be more intense than it actually is. No one actually cares. You know, there's a lot of pizza places out here in California don't use enough tomato sauce in their pizzas. Yeah, I kind of agree with that, actually. Yeah, there's definitely some places that skimp when it comes to using tomato sauce. You only like Carolina Reaper. That's I'm not sure what's more intense, your tongue or your intestines. But good on you. That just sounds nice. Yeah, oh. Like, I like spicy foods, but I have a limit. Right? I know at a certain point for me, a spicy food no longer becomes a spicy food, and it just becomes a form of torture. Your ex was first generation Russian but grew up in Hong Kong. She put ketchup on what? I mean, I know of dishes that involve like a tomato-ish sauce with rice. Um, but like ketchup on rice, nah. Nah, dog, nah. Nah. Ketchup on white rice, that's the meal. That's not like properly nutritious. That's not good. Like anyway, whether it's like health or taste, in my at least in my opinion. Oh my god! Oh my god! That makes me feel sick, to be honest. Oh, hold on. I don't know why the auto mod. What's the Asian equivalent of sugar butter sandwiches? I don't even know what a sugar butter sandwich is. Is a sugar butter sandwich just toast with butter and sugar, and then another piece of toast? Am I imagining this correct? Okay, yes. Okay, it is that simple. I I don't think there is an equivalent. I mean, I hope they're toasted. I assume they're toasted because if you have bread and butter, your life is going extremely wrong if you can't get to the point where you're toasting that bread before you're applying butter. You know what I'm saying? Like you know someone's life isn't going well when they have bread and they have butter, but they don't have the ability to toast said bread. I think like you know someone's life has like, oh man, here's a 10. Buy yourself a cheap toaster or a pan or something, because that's a crime against humanity. Oh, that's way too much lube. Oops. I mean, I guess a cheap, quick Asian sandwich. I won't say it's equivalent, but I know at least for like some Vietnamese people, we like sometimes making egg sandwich, but maybe putting like a little bit of fish sauce or nick mum into our eggs when we're mixing them for scrambled eggs for the egg sandwich. That's kind of like the or maybe like a dash of soy sauce in the egg, um, or a dash of soy sauce and like a tiny bit of sugar is the only thing I can think of. But that's just like an alternative egg sandwich more so than just butter and sugar. I don't think there's really like an Asian equivalent of that, at least that I can think of. At least among the Asian cuisine I know. Is there any Halloween foods? No, Halloween's just candy. Ketchup rice with the ketchup rice was the Asian equivalent of butter sugar sandwiches. I don't think ketchup rice is a thing other than for PR's ex-girlfriend. That's literally the first time in my life I've heard of ketchup rice. I think that's because I can actually imagine a normal person having like a butter sugar sandwich because they want to just something sweet and savory real quick. But at least as far as I know, there's no redeeming factor of ketchup rice. It's a trend and they say it's addictive or whatever. Are you sure she wasn't in a cult? I feel like it's what someone in a cult would say. Or someone who's like in one of those like one of those fad like super diets, like, oh, the superfood of the week is ketchup. What? I feel like you'd be brainwashed by a cult to like believe ketchup and rice is an acceptable dish. Hold up, Hugo and the 21-man raid. Realistically, it's probably 20-man raid because I bet you the 21st person is Hugo himself. I know these things because I do the same thing. Kids put ketchup on everything. But kids are kids, right? Like, kids don't have developed taste buds. Like, kids like applesauce, and applesauce is just like a worse version of having an apple. We're talking about food, like we do in every stream I have. Hey, what up, ZT Boards? Rating with 28 as well. Applesauce is good. What do you mean? Okay, so people who are joining in, most all the stream, aside from me, Lubing, is talking about food, okay? Okay, now that we have a lot more people, one thing I want to ask, okay? One thing, so the preface of the conversation, how it started was, Thanksgiving will be coming up, and I was talking about, with COVID and everything, how a lot of families may have to do Thanksgiving differently because of COVID and everything, right? And I was thinking, got me thinking, because I'm always interested in food and cultural foods and whatnot. So I was thinking, Thanksgiving has great food, right? 4th of July has great food because grilled stuff, right? And Thanksgiving also. In the middle, you got Christmas. Christmas needs to up its food game. Don't you agree? Like, what do you have for Christmas? Most people from chat earlier say their Christmas is just a repeat of Thanksgiving's meal, which kind of is a testament to how good the food you have on Thanksgiving is, where literally a month later, you're going to do the same thing. So Christmas needs to up its food game. Like, what do you have on Christmas? You got some eggnog and alcohol, peppermint schnapps and hot chocolate. You got cookies in the form of Christmas shapes. So, PR Cardi, that's great that you and your brother do all the cooking for your whole family. Unless you mean Thanksgiving, but like for Christmas, like what is good Christmas foods? Who follows holiday food stereotypes? I do. Well, I'm just trying to learn about them because I'm trying to expand my Christmas culinary repertoire for when I have Christmas. Christmas food is prime rib. Okay, that sounds pretty good. And then from there, where do we go with our conversation? And then someone in chat earlier was, okay, now we have more people. Everyone in chat, please tell me how disgusting this is. White rice with ketchup. Do you think that is an acceptable meal for anyone anywhere in the world to have? White rice and ketchup. Right? Like, okay, everyone is disgusting, right? Okay. So we've all I think we're in general agreement that PR's ex-girlfriend who ate that on the regular was definitely in some kind of weird cult. Yes, it does disturb me because it's white rice and ketchup. You wouldn't even serve white rice with ketchup in an elementary school, which, at least in America, gets worse food than prisons in America. Think about that. What else do we talk about that people who are joining missed out on? Oh, is it possible to have white bread and butter without toasting the bread? I'm going to say no. I'm going to say if you ever meet someone who's at that point in their life where they have an inability to toast bread, just give them $10 and be like, buy a pan, something, right? Like Italian restaurants. Oh, well, they don't. It's not white bread. It's like a loaf. Is it still white bread? With a quality loaf of bread, it's possible. I know, yeah. Some people in chat were also talking about butter sugar sandwiches. You can't toast bread and you're watching Twitch. Rethink your life. Italian bread isn't white bread, right? That's what I was thinking. Yes, Hugo. Have I had toast sandwich? Is toast sandwich just 2 pieces of untoasted bread and a piece of toasted bread? Is that what you're insinuating, Hugo? No, I've never had toast sandwiches because that's just having 3 pieces of bread, 2 of which aren't done properly. Toast sandwich literally sounds like something someone would make because they ran out of sandwich making ingredients. I'm out of sandwich bread, I'm out of lettuce, I'm out of ham slices, I'm out of turkey slices, I'm out of Spam, I'm out of this, I'm just gonna have more bread. And for some reason, I only had enough time to toast one of my slices. A toast sandwich is a sandwich made with 2 slices of bread in which the filling is a thin slice of toasted bread, which can be heavily buttered. And so it's just toast. It's just toast made worse, because I would just have 3 pieces of toasted with butter. Who doesn't get their sandwich toasted, right? Right? That's just toast. That's actually just a worse version of toast, because you're making that toast worse by having 2 untoasted slices of bread. That's all it sounds like to me. A classic 1861 recipe. Yeah, thank God I don't live in 1861. Yeah, it's toast. It's toast with the butter ratio messed up. Okay, this is something I asked in an earlier stream, but now we have a lot of people. When someone says, I'm going to have toast, and they just say that, I'm going to have some toast, is the assumption that there is butter on that toast in your mind when someone says, I'm going to have toast? When I said that, are you automatically assuming I'm having toast with some butter, or are you automatically assuming I'm just having a piece of toasted bread? It could be... See, because usually when I think someone says, I'm going to have toast, I think butter. And I think if someone's going to have jam, they would say, I'm going to have toast with some jam. Because I think people actually specify if they're going to have jam. Or jelly, or preserves, whatever you're into. What psychopath makes toast by itself? You don't think you've ever told someone you're going to have some toasts? When someone says they want waffles, do you assume butter? I don't assume butter, but I assume syrup. And I'm not even Canadian, and I assume that. Some kind of toast. No one would ever have just plain toast. And then they comment after Udler is Moogle saying, I eat plain toast. See, toast is a very controversial subject. I don't think people realize. It's more intense than like deep dish versus thin crust or whatever, or deep dish versus New York style. It's a particular craving, but lightly toasted. can I say that New York pizza's over? I don't think so. I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, it depends where you go. There's good pizza places in New York. There's bad pizza places in New York. There's good deep dish places. There's bad deep dish places. I'd definitely say New York pizza is definitely like outgrown its name. Oh, for sure. Because I think I remember reading and listening to Anthony Bourdain, rest in peace, Anthony Bourdain. He was saying like once a region has like established a name for itself in a dish, it becomes kind of bad at that dish. Like you don't have good buffalo wings in Buffalo because when people go to Buffalo to have buffalo rings, it's just restaurants ripping tourists off because they wanted to go to Buffalo to have buffalo wings, right? Or when you go to Florida and have a Cuban sandwich, right? I think it's like when some place is known too well for something, a lot of places kind of like get over, too high and mighty in their heads about the dish. Anyone else think people who eat pineapple on pizza are psychopaths? You know what? I'm okay with pineapple on pizza. I'll be perfectly honest. Hugo, how can you be against pineapple on pizza? Like, come on. Florida actually does have good seafood. I've been to Florida before for the seafood. Oh, you're not? Okay. That's good. No, Florida, I believe Florida. I mean, Florida's in the Gulf. Gulf has great seafood. I have no reason to believe Florida wouldn't have good seafood. I do agree with you there, Hugo. I think there's a lot of people who are like, who jerk off Italian cuisine way too much. I do understand the authenticity rules, but I think the people who are too rigid about that are just a bit crazy. Because like I understand the concept of that rigidity. It's just like depending on like how crazy people are. Because if someone told me like, "Hey Huey, I made this banh mi," and I took a bite of the banh mi and there was mayonnaise in that banh mi, I'd be like, "You did not make a banh mi. You made a quote unquote banh mi, but would you want to have a banh mi with mayonnaise in it?" And if those you may not know, a banh mi is a Vietnamese sandwich. It's not supposed to have mayonnaise in it. No, no. This is not an American sandwich that you just shove mayonnaise in. When EU people say EU people when they say toast, they may assume Marmite. Is it white bread? No, banh mi's are made in baguettes with baguettes because French colonization of Vietnam. That's one good thing that happened because of colonization. Um, Vietnamese people like baguettes. Mayo is good. Mayo on things is good by itself is disgusting. Yeah, I agree. Someone once tried to pass off banh mi with brioche buns. Yikes. See, if they called it like just a hybrid banh mi, I'd be okay with that, right? I understand people wanting to experiment with a formula. That's why I understand Italian rigidity, but also to a degree when people get too crazy about it, it's annoying. And I'm kind of being like that with banh mi, but if someone made a banh mi with brioche, while I personally wouldn't like it and wouldn't care, I wouldn't hold it too heavily against that person. At least versus the guy who would use mayo and banh mi. At that point, I'd be like, oh, what the hell's wrong with you? Crotchko, please don't. Okay, does anyone live in the Midwest? And if so, can you confirm with me whether or not a lot of Midwestern cuisine has just a lot of mayo in it, or am I just reading all the wrong stuff? I'm working on my Leaf 60. Midwestern, perfect. Does a lot of Midwestern food have mayonnaise? That's all I need to know. Depends on what it is. Okay. Ambrosia salad. I think, yeah, I'm pretty sure ambrosia salad has mayonnaise. Isn't it just like mayonnaise and jello? And fruit? Or Cool Whip? Swedish mayo? No, Japanese mayo. The Kewpie mayo. Come on. Midwest has weird foods. Well, Midwest is like Midwest is a mix of foods, right? Because I know a lot of Midwestern areas were settled by German immigrants. A lot of Midwestern areas were settled by I don't know what's the other big ethnic group in the Midwest. I don't remember. I just remember German is one of the big ones. Polish. Thank you. See, who I don't have the chest cam, but I do have like this close GoPro when I want to like show something off. You went to San Diego. I assume SD is San Diego or South Dakota. Okay, I'm gonna say actually pickles and beer. That sounds more of a South Dakota thing. And we've been talking about states, so yeah, South Dakota. Beers and spears. I mean, I understand eating pickles when you're drinking. That's to me normal. I like me a good fried pickle. Oh, a good fried pickle when you're drinking. That hits the spot. I know a lot of Korean people like. I am Zeppelin. Thanks for noticing. You can see part of it right there. What else was I saying? I thought fried pickles are good. They hit the spots. Oh yes, I hear a lot of Korean people like eating pickles when they have pizza, which to me is a little wild, but I think I can kind of get where they're coming from. Thanks, Zep. I hope that video helped out. Whether it's the case you got or the little metal organizers. It seems okay, right? Like I feel like depending on the toppings and everything. Yeah, exactly. Acidity helps organizers and foam. Solid. Yeah, I think those organizers are like I think they're pretty underrated for keyboard organization. To be perfectly honest, I think too many people sleep on them. Like the little vinegary acidic punch with pickles. I think that can work with like the savoriness of pizza. Link to organizers and foam. Unfortunately I don't have a keyboard at my setup. I only have a mouse. But if you look on my YouTube channel, I did a video on storage, and I have links there. Pizza Orga tomato. That's true. It's because, Zoo, my computer is across the room. I'm actually streaming on like a setup I'm like about 7-8 feet from my computer and my desk. I do have a keyboard. It's right here. This guy. Of course, none of my keyboards are wireless. I wireless keyboards and I have not gotten along because everyone's like, oh, Bluetooth. I freaking hate Bluetooth keyboards. Bluetooth keyboards have never worked well for me. I think Bluetooth is like, it's just bad. It's bad, right? It's like Bluetooth 2.0, Bluetooth 3.0, Bluetooth 4.0, Bluetooth fuck you point oh. That's how I feel about Bluetooth. Like give me the 2.4 gigahertz little dongle thing. That's always worked for me A+. Bluetooth, no. You have a Philco that's Bluetooth, you only ever just get, yeah. You know it, PR. Yeah, so I don't have a. Maybe someday I'll get like one of those cheapo Logitech wireless bullshits, because it's not Bluetooth and it has a little receiver, and I'll just have that here. But this setup, I just have the huge. I have 4 switches left, and we got to put all of them on the keyboard. Romer G Lego, my ego. You have school tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow's Friday. Are you college student, high school student? I'm not going to ask if you're any younger. PhD student? Masters? Yeah, test tomorrow morning. I hope you're concurrently studying while you're watching, unless you feel like you already got it in the bag. In that case, shine on, you crazy diamond. And if you have a test tomorrow, you probably don't know where that line comes from. I just realized that. Could be a teacher. Yeah. Yeah, it's 10:20 p.m. for me. Am I still in NorCal? I'm still in California. I've never been in NorCal. I guess, okay, in the most technical sense, I'm in NorCal, but no one who actually lives in NorCal would say I live in NorCal. Have a wonderful night, New Types. Thanks so much for stopping by. I live in the Central Valley of California. It's one of those things where, yeah, geographically, if people had to like formally declare where I was, it would be NorCal. But okay. What board did you buy for me 4 years ago? I don't even know what boards I had 4 years ago. 4 years ago is so long ago. That's like in keyboard time. The ZZ96. That's I sold that at an amazing price. Yeah. Do you still have it, or have you already moved on past it? Man, remember ZZ96 used to be the hot shit. You sold it this year? Good on you. You had it for quite a while then. Hell yeah. Yeah, I remember ZZ96 used to be the hot shit. When it was on like 96 key layouts or like newer, people were like, whoa. Dude, those tuned Gap Blues, people sleep on like tuned clicky switches, and that's like one of the things where I think the community, a lot of people in the community never give good clicky switches a shot. And although I don't blame a lot of people, because a lot of people do have like requirements when it comes to like sound, because of where they live or how they have to use their keyboard. But I think there will be like a lot of people may start getting into clickies with the silo beam springs, but we'll have to wait and see. Any thoughts to the new Zeal clicky switch? I haven't tried it yet, so I don't know, but I have tried the prototype silo beam spring switch. I have actually tried that at Input Club's office, and I thought it was really interesting and very unique. You don't know what to do because you have school, but you're halfway done lubing. Sometimes you just have to commit. Apples are cool and cute and cuties. Sometimes you got to commit, you know. Hey, don't worry. I'm here with you. Oops, that's the wrong way. I know that for sure because it feels weird. I like my beam string with solenoid. It's fun. Okay, let's put this all together and then put keycaps on. And then I'll show you a new keyboard I got that I really want to show off because it's really cool. And first impressions of the POM Holy Panda switches I got in the mail today. SMK clickies are nice. I have some SMK Monterey's on a Sieg Mini Touch. New in box condition. Beautiful. Feels great. Looks great. If you ever want to increase your chance of getting SMK Monterey clicky switches, look for a Sieg Mini Touch manufactured. Look for Sieg Mini Touches manufactured in Taiwan. If this is made in Taiwan, there's a much higher chance it'll be Monterey Blues, SMK Monterey Blues. If this is made in China, it'll almost always be just white clicky Alp clones or SMK white Alp clones. That's my tip of the night. Oh, I know what listing you're talking about actually. The ones I'm talking about don't have the MX mount. They are the Alps mount SMK switches. It's feeling good. This is feeling good. Yes. So if you're wondering why I'm putting it in like this, is because the little tiny nubs. Let's see if I can get the camera to detect it. Little tiny. Let's see. You can kind of see some of them. Not really. The little tiny nubs that hold the spring are kind of like rounded and really short, and they actually really suck at holding in the spring. Like half the time I put in the spring just flops over. That's why I'm not really going by it too much. I wish click bars didn't have the double click. Otherwise, I mean, I think click bars are fine for clicky switches. I have some retooled MX Blues that I was thinking of using in a build in the future. Maybe. I'd probably do a swap the top housing for some Milky Gat tops. I think, and then after I tune it, I think that'd be, as clickies, they'd be in a really good spot. Get a light spring in there. Actually, no, the MX Blue spring is pretty light. Yeah, I could put in some Halo stems. Maybe some nice tactile. Oh shit, that's fucked up. Let's. Good thing I don't have to desolder. There we go. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Let's. Oh, the spring just didn't mount forward. Were blue inks any good for clickies? I don't know, actually. I've never had any blue inks. Maybe they'll be good for clickies. Maybe. I kind of want to do a clicky blue ink build now in the future. Maybe I will. Maybe I should. I think I will. Generally, browns and clears are light tactiles. Which type of dump do I prefer? Ergo clears. They want to go for a nice, decent light tactile or light and medium tactile. I mean, clears themselves have a bigger bump because of the stem than browns. If you're looking for just a light tactile, then I mean browns. But if you choose between browns and ergo clears every day of the week and twice on Sundays. You can drink and solder at the same time. Actually, some White Claws from the fridge. Do I prefer ergo clears to browns because the bump is bigger? Yes. For me, they're more comfortable and they feel refined. They feel nice to me. I like them. I mean, they're expensive, but I think mod switches is also another option if you wanted to go that direction, potentially. Mod M switches. Where do I buy my clears? I have not bought clears in a long time, actually. Last time I got clears, I think I got them on mk.com because everyone else was out of stock. Although I have a batch of clears that I'm going to make into ergo clears for a customer build this week or next week, or this weekend or next week. So that's coming up. And I have a friend's key cult build to do, which will be fun, and another friend's E8.5 build to do. So I got some fun builds coming up. Clears are 35 cents in novelty, solid. This is a tedious process, but when I get these keycaps on, this is gonna be done. Oh, I mean, I could retro bright the keycaps, but I fear more that I'd fuck up retro brighting the keycaps. So I kind of just don't mind leaving them yellowed. Because I'd rather have my keycaps be consistently yellowed than have the retro bright streaking on it if I don't do it completely properly. Which is a possibility since keycaps aren't, smooth. They have angles and shit. Oh, we're getting close to being done with this one. I might have to relube the stabs, but I don't care. Because that'll take like 2 seconds. How's everyone doing tonight? Everyone doing good? Hope y'all doing good. Alps aren't that bad. Yeah, they have that CoStar kind of look to them. That's a faux show. No, I can put the spacebar in just fine, like this. This ain't my first rodeo with this board. When you're new to Alps and fiddling with the stabs, yeah, that's a huge fucking pain. Yeah, new GMK stabs being nice would be nice. Would be well appreciated. Yeah, half the time I'm too lazy to put the Alps spacebar thing right here, so I don't. Some boards it matters, some they don't. To be honest, depends on your board. Okay, last switch. We're going in. Let's do a sandy test before keycaps on. Oh, that feels good. Yeah, lubing these were after ultrasonic cleaning them was a smart move. Smart move. Okay. Watch me do the spacebar. You can't watch me. Now you can watch me. Easy. Sorry, my head was covering it. My B. Easy. Peasy. Now the middle part is scooching right there. Go up and over. Oh, baby. Oh, my God. Oh, you know what? I know what I messed up on. I messed up. I put these spacebar bits way too close to each other. Let's space this one out a little bit. Did I flip my spacebar for this, actually? Did I do that to myself? I really think I did, actually. Tedious, but not too bad to actually work on. Alp stabs. Yeah, I should reload that later. No worries. If you're wondering, yes, I am using a different enter key and spacebar key as the rest of the set because the original Alps set was from an IBM Alps multi-station and did not have an enter and spacebar of the appropriate size. All right, let's get some keycaps on, yeah? Are you guys ready? Are y'all ready for this? Let me just try to remember where each of these keycaps go. Let me just get the ones I know for sure where they go. Which is all the alphanumerics, and I'll worry about everything else in this a little bit. I may have to pull up pictures to find out where my other keycaps, what positions they go to. So, whoop. Maybe PR, people's fingers were just more intense back then. Yep, these are from the from a Green Alps board. That's correct. It's from the one of the IBM multi-stations. QWERTY. I'm pretty sure this is here. I just try my phone, double check the picture. I know this area can get a word. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, this sounds way better. Oh my gosh, I wish I had a before and after for sounds to show you all, but this sounds so much better. Like it's night and day. V, B, N, M. I should have lubed this way long time ago. Oh my god. This is one of these two, I'm pretty sure. 890 this thing. JK. Here's N. X. 9. YUIOP. UI. 0. KL. This is CV. S. Oh yeah, this is coming together so nicely. Those are the shine and love that these keycaps have gone through from years of being however it was used on some IBM machine. Oh, that deep dish F key. High-ish pro Topra. Not Topra, Alps. I love these keycaps. These keycaps are just mwah. What is this? What is this? What's wrong with me? Let's fix that. There we go. Hey, what up, Gabe? Gab? It's going pretty good. Putting together, I just lubed these round Alps, and they freaking feel and sound so much more amazing now than they had before in the past. So I am just chuffed to bits. Now I'm trying to remember how this weird area goes, because these are not like the normal kind of keycaps. God, these are so nice lubed. Which weird one was here? Okay, these, I don't know, go here and here. Okay. I'm gonna grab my phone where I have a picture of this board. Before I took the keycaps off, I took a picture because I'm like, I should work on remembering how to replicate where these keycaps went. There we go. Like this. Oh, the sculpt on these caps is absolutely amazing. Like, this is my favorite Alps sculpted keycaps I've yet to use. These are just beautiful. Like, okay, so these are all Alps, and so this is the sculpt. It's like a Alps High Pro-ish kind of sculpt. The plate is a stainless steel plate that was custom cut. And of course, it's a Leaf 60, so it's gasket mounted. I'm gonna get really close to my lav mic. Really close. My lav mic's on my chest, so. I mean, to be fair, it's Alps with USB-C. That's like bringing Alps to the future right here. This though, oh. I am so happy with how this turned out. Why didn't I do this sooner? I do not know. I am so happy I did. This is definitely like actually kind of amazing. Okay, I do want to show everyone a new board though that I got recently. This was designed by a friend. It was a very small run. So, let's out zoom. Right? Brass splits, brass insert, one PCB. We don't need that. We need the board. Let's look at this board. Are you guys ready for this board? And polycarb, space age. Polycarb Alps. That would have never existed in the past. Here we go. Look at this TKL beauty. Nice little 2-key blocker up there. Nice little brass logo coming out. Okay. The back. You got some sweeping curves, okay? You guys see how swept curve this is? Look at this right here. This is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful, okay? See that curve? You see from directly on the sides right there. And when you have this angle, you see it's actually the curve is cut in over here. Okay? Back weight logo. Cute AF. And a cool thing about the plate on this board is there's actually two plates. Actually two plates, okay? This section is one top-mounted plate. This section is another top-mounted plate, which is, I think, smart because it separates your actual typing section from this on the side. So this is just this right here for the actual top-mounted. So this is one plate. This is another plate. Yeah, like this plate is completely independent. Like I'm pushing down, I can see this flex, but this isn't moving because they're not connected. How will that affect sound and feel will be really interesting once I build it up. And that's going to be much fun, much fun. Speaking of much fun, you know what's cool? You know what's also really, really cool? Sorry, loud tape isn't cool. I'm gonna open this on stream. I need a cutting tool. What's also extremely cool is a purple PCB, baby. Oh yeah. A purple PCB, USB-C. Yeah, you know it. My man Heine did the PCB, of course. If you want a good PCB, Heine is one of the best people in the business. You see that? I don't know if you see that. Okay, it says Heine, okay? H87C 1.0 North Space Special Project Edition. So, probably not going to be in many people's hands. But it's a purple Heine PCB. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for this build when I get to it. I need to loop switches for this build. I was thinking of using either creams or inks with the UMHW, PEB, whatever stems, the bum wipe stems. the super smooth linear stems. I was thinking of using those stems in either inks or creams lubed up into this for the whole typing. Oh man, look at it. What board is this? I am actually a fan of inks with PE stems. I've used them on 2 boards, and for me, they work really well, to be perfectly honest. But I understand why a lot of people might not like them, because for some people, they don't like that amount of wobble. This board is a board that my friend designed. It was a very small run. It's the Johannes TKL. I just love this back. I love this freaking curve. Oh, this curve. I love it. I love it. Like that. And it makes it look way more aggressively angled than it actually is. Koala inspired. It's definitely actually a bit different from the koala, but it's definitely koala inspired. Would probably be, some people would say. I'm so happy. Look at this. This is nice looking, nice feeling. Okay, I'm just really liking the idea of having the nav as a separate plate as this section. It's 2 plates. This is 1 plate. This is 1 plate. They are separate from each other. They're going to be on the same PCB, so there still will maybe some force that will transfer as you type, but because it's a brass plate, it still should be negligible. But we'll see. I won't know until I build it up, right? Even though these are separate plates, it's still 1 PCB, not 2 PCBs that are connected. So they're not going to be completely independent typing fields. What's the mounting method? They are both top mounted. Can I show you? Yeah, do you guys want me to open this up? I can show you guys the 2 plates. I don't mind. Y'all want to see the 2 plates? Y'all want to get a little sneak peekaroni inside? This bad boy? Yeah, let's get to it. Let me get some tools out. I need some tools. Might as well put it on the softer surface. Okay, got this out already. Oof, non-magnetic screws. How unfortunate. But I guess it's just one of those luxuries. The anodization on this, by the way, is really good. Like, this is really smooth anodization. Like, this is really nice smooth. This is really nice feeling. Oh my goodness. That's an interesting choice. So all these top screws are button head screws. The bottom screws are not button head screws. They're, what the heck do you call the other kind of screws? Isn't most ano smooth? I mean, ano is supposed to be smooth, yes, but if you've gone through like a lot of different boards, you'll definitely know that some ano is smoother than others. See, there we go, top mounted. You can see 1 plate here. You see another plate. So this plate only has 2 attachment points, whereas this one has 6 attachment points, all equidistant. No weird thing with spacing and whatnot. And of course, you can see where we have the screw holes and we have alignment holes where there's on the bottom of the case there's little alignment pins, and that's how you make sure the whole case is aligned when you screw it together. Pretty nifty. alignment pins. Yeah, let me show you. Yeah. Let me just be careful with these screws. Okay, that's why they're different screws, because they're different lengths, obviously. The top ones are long boys, and the bottom ones are short boys. So the alignment pins are, see these little pins right here? You can see one right here. Let me just give you guys that zoom. See, you see them along the top, right? These little alignment pins, that little poke up. So those pins slots when you screw it together into the larger holes that you'll see. The ones that aren't screw holes, they just fit right in. So that's how you know the top and bottom are completely aligned together. Look how thin, like this keyboard's thinness is nice. Like you got nice. Yeah, if you guys have had boards that fit together like this without alignment pins, you guys can know, like, you can accidentally have one half slightly shifted off, but it still screws together. And then you're like, oh, gotta unscrew all of them, realign it, hold it together, and screw it. It's nice to have those. You can see there's like nice machining to make sure all the parts fit really well between top and bottom. There's no unnecessary extra clearance. There's just exactly the right amount of clearance that you need to have. You didn't have like spots for like stabilizers to fit better. So you can, yeah, you have no worries. Here's the weights. If you're wondering, Huey, why is the weight off center? Well, because it's on centered with the typing portion. That's why. The where it comes out of the back is centered. So I mean, it's like a little bit of mental trickery, right? It's the weight on the back is centered, but the weight when you're looking into the board, which you won't see it when it's built up, is typing centered. Crazy, right? You know, I'm pretty sure you guys haven't seen a board that's done that before. You guys want to see what one of the I think Jane, this is right. What one of the plates? Want me to take out the small plate? You can investigate the small plate, the plate that's held in with only 2 pins or 2 mounting points. Let's take a look. Yep. This is it. This is the plate. And even if you took the weight out, can't use those. This is cool though, right? This is freaking cool. So this is just this is for this right here. It slots in. That's all there is to it. This is going to be a fun board to build and a fun board to type on. It looks beautiful. And of course, I have the hard choice coming up in the future of what the heck kind of key set do I put on this? Oh. Have a wonderful night. Zeppelin, thank you so much for joining in. Yeah, this is the fun stuff. I'm so excited for this. So excited for this. Oh, here we go. Let's see, and this aligns together. Perfect alignments. Perfect alignment. What up, Tommy? Not much, not much. Just Keyboard and Co. I don't own that set, so that's definitely not going to be one of the ones I choose. Just throw this back together. Throw it in its little carrying this case that I got in for now, and then we'll have to revisit this in a future stream when after I have lube switches, so we can build it up together. Because I'm excited for this build. I'm excited to see how it's gonna feel and how it's gonna sound with that split plate, that split alphas and nav plate, all top mounted. I'm in love with the geometry of this keyboard and its aesthetic language and design. Like, I'm, as the kids would say, hype AF. Kids still say that, right? Yeah, kids still say that. I think I'm just being boring and maybe just putting beige on this, to be honest. Do I go the boring route? So my friend is designing more boards, and we'll probably have different kinds of boards available in the future as well. I'll ask him permissions for like what I can share with you guys, and when I can share things with you guys in the future, if you all may be interested. This is a friend of mine who designed boards, and I'm just happy I was able to support this one, and I'll probably try my hardest to support the next one. Based off my initial impressions, is just being so wowed. These sides! Oh, come on. So nice. So nice. Oh man, all this is a mess now. And here I got some... Wait, what's the other thing? Hold on. Hold on, everyone. I got the feet. What's this little doohickey? Oh, this is if I want the on the fronts here, instead of being brass, if I wanted to have black. So it'd just be like a black outline of these characters instead of the brass one. So you'd still see the outline of it. It's just the underline would be black. I kind of like it like this. Yeah, I think for now it looks like kind of A+ like that, as opposed to having the black underneath. Maybe it's something we can look into more together. Okay. Let's have a snack. Wait a second, this isn't food. They're POM Holy Pandas by Desk Hero. Holy Panda POM edition. These are interesting. They're unlubed. Let's open one up. Shall we? Shall we? We shall. Okay. Has anyone got these yet? Super smooth housings, because it's POM. Let's see. Is it easy to open? These are easy to... Oh my god, super easy to open. These are... They don't appear factory lubed. So it's interesting. It's palm on palm, but they don't have that stick slit feeling that unlubed creams have, or unbroken in creams have. You only feel it if you go like super slow. But if you even if you even go like a normal slow like this, or normal, you don't feel it at all. But if you go like if you purposely try to look for it, which is a whole different story. Yeah, you can find it, but it handles that phenomena much better than creams. The tactile bump isn't like it's a Holy Panda tactile bump. Don't get me wrong, but it's definitely more smoothed out, closer to like what Glorious has done with their Glorious Panda switches. But like initial impressions for these, pretty good, and I imagine these will probably feel pretty good lubed up. I think this is a hilarious container. It comes in. It's just a soup container. Like it even has little holes for the moisture. Like if it was an actual soup container. If I had more time to prepare, I would have gone on like this with like a spoon and spooned it out and showed you. Maybe I'll do that when I do my review. Probably will. I actually ended up getting 90 plus an additional 110 for a total of 200 of these. So I have a lot of these to work with. Initial impressions are good though. The initial impressions are good. If you're wondering, I will have a Glorious Panda video out in the near future, probably by next weekend. If you're wondering what I think of those, as people are now getting theirs as they are shipping out. So, yeah. So it's been a pretty good stream. I built up a super amazing Alps board that I'm really happy about. Like, I'm really happy about it. As soon as this stream ends, sorry Bauer, that's on my desk, you're A+, but any thought on the U4 Boba tactile switch? I haven't used it, so no thoughts. I don't have any. Maybe someday I will be able to get some, and I will then be able to formulate thoughts. But at the moment, I haven't got my hands on any, so unfortunately I can't give any inputs. Because giving input on something I've never used is wrong. I think it's wrong, at least. It is okay. Interesting. Like, oh, it's okay as an acceptable, or like, oh, it's okay. It's the first one where it's like, it's okay, or it's okay, yeah, it's okay. Similar sentiments, just the tone is different. I don't know which. No, LOL. Lubed brown Alps. Why haven't I done this sooner in my life? I have another brown Alps board that I want to lube now. Heard good things on Fan Sound. Let me grab my other brown Alps. You guys do a sound comparison. Because I don't know if it really comes across the difference. So this other board is also stainless steel plate. This one does have PBT switches instead of double shot ABS. So this is unlubed stainless steel plate. It is a bigger keyboard. My lav mic's out my chest, so I'll just move the boards, switch the boards as I use them. So here's unlubed brown Alps. Okay, yeah, you guys hopefully you got a good impression from that. Okay, same position, the lube brown Alps. Ignore the unlubed space. I need to relube the space or stab, but aside from that. Yeah, lubed one sounds like miles better. Like, I'm not sure how it's coming across for all of you. I'm not gonna lie, it's coming through my lav mic on my chest, decent for vocals, right? But not really good directional for like keyboard typing. But I hope what I'm actually here physically hearing is they have a very similar tone, but the lubed one is like it's like a tamed version. Like the unlubed is like a like a kind of like a wild beast sound, and this is like a tamed version of that. Like this is like loud and rambunctious in terms of the tone of the sound, but it's still brown Alps. Well, this is like still brown Alps, but it's like subdued and cool. Comfy is a good word. Yeah, comfy is a pretty good word. Mwah. This is like my there's also, yeah, ping, and there's more just friction noises as well. Like if I have both of them next equidistant like this, right? Even the bottom out noise. Like for the unlubed one, it's like you hear multiple things that you can't discern the difference of, right? But it's like you hear multiple things as like a unit of mixed things, whereas the lubed one actually just sounds like you're hearing one thing. While when you hear this, it's like you what you hear is, you know, that there is a slider, a spring, two leaves, and you hear all this interaction, whereas when it's lubed, much more of that friction and interaction is being muted and made a lot more pleasant. Of course, you know, keep in mind, case materials are different. The only really similarities is they're both brown Alps, both stainless steel plates, but, you know, polycarb plate, aluminum case, big aluminum case, small polycarb. But technically, in my opinion, honestly, like, actually, I don't know, like, I guess it's a pretty good way. I have an orange Alps board that I want to lube now too. Like, I want to lube all my Alps like this. Why wouldn't I? And this one is the one that definitely needs to be lubed. This is a stainless steel case with an integrated plate. So this is actually pretty heavy because it's all stainless steel. This is orange Alps, tactile as well, but not brown Alps, so slightly different. I can even hear the spring ping from this one. And that's like the downside of everything being stainless steel. This one needs work, but this one is quite beautiful, ain't it? Look at that vintage AEK style design. This is by the way, the bottom is only this plate on the bottom. This, you can see the seam. Let's see if you can see the seam. Give you a good idea of the machining that went into this board. Do you see that seam? That's where the seam is, right? That means the bottom is just this. This whole top part is one machined piece, which means they actually had to machine this curve. And if you know anything about machining, that's a bitch. Hey, you know what else they also had to machine in addition to these curves on the sides? This USB port and those chamfers, all stainless steel. Like I said, this top part is all one piece. This isn't a seam here. That's just how that's just the chamfer for the curve that goes around and curves. Is there a list anywhere that used? It's not updated. There is one somewhere. This is beautiful, right? And of course, this is 4 AEK keycaps, and I have the AEK JP set on, so they're DISA PBT keycaps. Unfortunately, the spacebar's yellow. I think spacebars are ABS, but orange Alps need to be lubed. Definitely going to be on the to be lubed list. Am I planning on the Lunar 2? I am not. To be honest, I think I'm kind of okay on where I stand with Alps. Because, okay, I don't know, maybe... The only reason I would consider Lunar 2 is just to have a custom linear Alps board. Because, I got my 3 tactile Alps boards, okay? If I want to go clicky... I have my Leading Edge 2014 in essentially new in box condition. And if you're wondering, yes, I did convert it to USB, so I can use this on a modern machine. Blue Alps, clicky, love it. Beautiful clicky sound signature. And look, we got control over here. And you got an actual, not a 1U backspace. Weird ass close bracket and weird ass return key. Print screen is just chilling over here. Caps lock is down here. The 0 on the numpad is just swerves over here too. This plus is a 3U. Because instead of having, a plus and an equals, they're like, why would you need an equals? Return is just right here. Return's over here. So instead of hitting, and equals over down here, no, return on this side. Of course, you got your function keys over here. You got a pen tray because people used to, classic flip out feet, baby. I got an amazing deal on this board. These boards can go for a lot sometimes. I got lucky on this, I'm not gonna lie. And I'm really happy. These Blue Alps are in some spectacular quality. Double shot, of course. It's a nice spacebar. It's a chonker of a spacebar. It's just luck finding good Alps. It's luck and effort. You actually you definitely have to work on wanting to find good Alps if you want to find good Alps. Hey, what up, Kenyans, and hello everyone rating from DD Decline. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're just talking about some Alp stuff because I lubed brown Alps today, which is this wonderful thing. Hey, feeble-minded. Yes, this is a Mira. Oh, Kimchi's back. What up, what up? We're doing a lot of Alps talk. A lot of Alps talk. Because I got my Alps boards here. Oh, yes. They are indeed the 5-pin POM Pandas. I was just giving my initial impressions of them. I have 200 of these switches. Okay, I would say these are soup containers because they have the little the holes for the moisture. So I'm gonna go with these are soup containers, not ice cream containers. They look like ice cream containers though, right? Like if I just came on stream with a spoon and be like, okay guys, so on today's episode, right? You could just see me with a spoon right now, just killing myself by eating switches. Don't eat switches, folks. Would not recommend. Can I do a typing test on the brown Alps? Which brown Alps, 10 Peaches? The unlubed brown Alps on my Mira or the lubed brown Alps on my Leaf 60? That's the question. Or the orange Alps on my stainless steel AEK64. You got options, 10 Peaches. Choose wisely. Choose wisely. Oh, that sound. Yeah, tall boy Coke. Absolutely, I'm not sure. I think he went to work or sleep or been productive. The lube one, okay. So it's a Leaf 60, stainless steel Alps plate, lube brown Alps. So it is Leaf 60. So the plate is gasket mounted, with gaskets on the top, on the bottom, and on the top for both sides. I'm using my lav mic. I'm using my lav mic, so it's not going to be the best, most directional, good microphone for typing sounds as a heads up. So it's better if I do a comparison, which I will do. First, here's the lubed brown Alps. Ignore the spacebar. Spacebar stabilizer needs to be re-lubed, so I won't be using the spacebar that much. But switches. Sound decent, yeah. Now here's going to be also stainless steel plate. Actually, this isn't stainless steel plate. I just realized, no, this is FR4 Alps plate, isn't it? Sorry, yeah, this is an FR4 Alps plate. I'm dumb. I don't know why I thought this is stainless steel. This is FR4. Unlubed brown Alps. Yeah, so what do you guys think? What you all think? What you think? Can we see a toper board? Yeah, Ridwan, what kind of toper board do you want to see? A big one or a small one? A rare one or a common one? Of course, I got my brown Alps too. I'm my blue Alps. On the Mira, no, these are from an SGI keyboard. Sounds so much better compared to the initial build stream. Oh, the Leaf 60 with brown Alps. It really does, doesn't it? Mart, haven't seen the HHKB? Let's pull out the HHKB then. Yeah. This is the HHKB that's going to be receiving the Holy Grail upgrade once Norbauer starts that group buy and ships out those beautiful cases. This is definitely me humble bragging. I still believe this is probably one of the more iconic HHKBs in the community. Just saying. Just tooting my own horn. The High Pro HHKB. The thing is, like, I want to put this in the heavy grail, but I don't know if I'll actually end up committing to it because Ryan Norbauer, he did confirm that the new generation, including the one I have, will work. I just have to take out the battery compartment, and it will work in the new heavy grail case. So. Look, I mean, one thing I would miss is the freaking silver sticker I have for the HHKB. Can't really get these anymore. for wondering, no, they don't just come with freaking fancy silver. You have a picture saved when GMK Beta came out of this board. You didn't know it was mine. Yeah. Heine actually asked me, hey, can I use a picture of your HHKB? I'm like, yeah, hell yeah. I mean, I'm in for GMK Beta for essentially the GMK version of this set. Of course, if you're wondering how old this is, this case, 2014, month 06. This case has been through a lot, huh? Look, yes, I did put my own rubber feet on, because back in the day, these small ones here sucked, and all you had were these plastic slider nubs up here, and even if you took these out, no rubber feet. No rubber feet. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4 of my own rubber feet to bring it up, give it some sound I like. Yes, I got some 3D printed covers for these USB ports. I have a Hasu controller in here, and in case I ever wanted to reprogram it, proof, there's a little reset button for the Hasu controller instead of dip switches. And that's why I got the 3D printed port covers. There is a very, very thin, kind of almost shitty foam thing under this as well, inside of here as well. All sides are lubed. Des keys, silencing rings number 3. This is, I put a lot of work and love into this board. This is a board that I would never in my life get rid of. And yes, that is what you have bookmarked, and that is my album. That's on my that's my table too. Speaking of it, I'll bring out another Topra board that people probably haven't seen me take out in a while, and it's definitely a unique one. I'm pretty sure most people haven't seen this Topra board before. It's kind of dusty because I haven't used it for a while. Is this boy with this integrated wrist rests. Topra High Pro Hangul Sublegends. Yeah, a lot of people haven't seen this in a while. A lot of people even probably forgot I own this. It is nice. This brushed metal look is so classy. You can do a cable run from the back or either side, up to you. For the longest time owning this case, I was like, do I want to like put a sticker or something ridiculous on the bottom, or do I leave it this very industrial look? And for the longest time, I've just kept this industrial look. Or I can just put a weeb sticker on the back where it's like super clean and open. Because if I put it on the front, I would have to make a hole in the sticker for the screw. That's one thing I'd have to do. Sticker bomb? Yeah, I won't. I would not sticker bomb this. This is such a nice case. But yeah, no, I'm okay to be called a coward for not wanting to frickin' sticker bomb this. This does enter my daily my rotation on my desk every now and then. It's still nice. 55 gram domes. Solid. Like, you can't go wrong with 55 gram domes. Yeah, not everyone can sticker like my man Adam. Wow, these Hangul Sublegends, so nice. So nice. High Pro, I love Topra High Pro. I'm so sad Topra High Pro is essentially dead because it's all discontinued and no longer being produced. So I got my High Pro 11 right here. Well, the crazy part, this HHKB Hypro is a result of 2 different Hypro sets. You need 2 different Hypro sets to completely fill out an HHKB with Hypro. Can you believe that? I actually had to spend the money to get 2 Hypro keyboards. That's why like this board is like one of my forever boards. Like I said, I've opened up this board countless times, re-lubed it. I've done a lot of work to this board. This board and me go a long way. Like you know when like people talk about cars and they're passionate about cars, they talk about how like cars have souls. To me, this HHKB has a soul. It's like the accumulation of my love of this hobby and all the stuff I put into this board, all the learning I've done along the way and everything, and nothing could ever separate me from this HHKB. Other than Heavy Grail, what do you think is the best Norbauer case? I don't know. Honestly, I think the Norba Touch case is a sleeper for a lot of people. That's what I think. My phone rang. Where's my phone? There it is. Oh, nothing important. What a good stream. I had a lot today. I didn't actually do that much today, but we talked a lot about food. That was probably one of the biggest things on the stream today. All I know is, I think plastic Topper cases are so good to begin with. Yeah, all the Topper cases are plastic, or like even the new generation of Topra, like of HHKB. So I got one of the new HHKB cases. By the way, this is like pretty, honestly, a kind of a cool setup. Thanks, Ridwan. Like, so this is the newest HHKB. The silent one, it has Bluetooth. Ah, fuck that. Okay, that dropped a weird way. Okay, like this is the new fancy case you can get with it. Honestly, the newest generation of HHKBs, not gonna lie, actually kind of good. So I put custom keycaps on mine because I'm so freaking fancy. You can get, so it actually comes with a fishful freaking HHKB acrylic cover. You can get it on their site, on the PFU website. But like, for example, the new HHKBs, they actually listen to people, which is the craziest thing in the world. Because look, we have actually decent rubber feet now, which is freaking amazing. Okay, they actually listen, so there's rubber feet. The spacebar included is PBT now instead of ABS, so everything is PBT. Yeah, these are the Sony keycaps. And this, by the way, I'm gonna type really close to my lav mic. Is unlubed. That's an unlubed shift. That's the unlubed enter key. That's the unlubed spacebar, which could still use a little work, but compared to the original HHKB Pro 2s or HHKB Pro 1s, they've made the HHKBs so much better in the newest generation. Not gonna, yeah, this is the new Type S, but even like the non-Type S, they've made all the new HHKBs significantly better in terms of like their actual build quality. Like, they decided to move up and step up. And USB-C. This is Bluetooth. I've never actually used the Bluetooth. I have Fujitsu batteries, which is kind of cool, I guess. Oops. No, yeah, it's effectively a silent switch because it is Type S, but I haven't lubed this yet. It feels really smooth and feels really good, and like, unless I was out of keyboard chores to do, I'm at the moment not even like don't even care about lubing this. It's fine. It was fine out of the box. All I've done is just put the Sony keycaps on. That's all I've done to this. Hey, what up, Dewey? Of course. You know how I roll. Like, yeah. And it comes with a PBT spacebar. Remember when Pro 2s came with ABS spacebars and people had to have freaking group buys to have PBT spacebars made for the HHKB? If you've been in the community for some time, you will remember that. That was a big freaking deal. Now the spacebars included are PBT. The case, I'm pretty sure the case is still ABS. Yeah, the case is still ABS. That hasn't changed. But I mean, all the keycaps are PBT, and they've always been, except the newest version now has PBT spacebar. The older ones used to have all PBT keycaps except for an ABS spacebar, which for a lot of people is like, oh, why? Yeah, but because this is, you know, the Type S new one, I'm ultimately probably going to put this in the heavy grail when I get the heavy grail. Yeah. It's such a solid board. You know what's something funny? So if you spend the money to get the case like I did, which comes with this top cover, you also get one more thing, which I'm going to grab over here, which is, I think, actually kind of dope AF. You get an HHKB wrist rests, by the way. Now, isn't this nice? You get an HHKB wrist rest for your HHKB. Look, nice big rubber feet. This is like, yeah, it's wood. It's a wood wrist rest. And look, you got, it is a touch long, but like you got nice little wood accents going through it as well. Like, that's nice. Yeah, the only downside, it is just slightly wide. And this is engraved, yes. Even though it's just slightly wide, I'm okay with that. This is like, PFU Fujitsu actually like wanted to make a good product. They didn't just want to make a next HHKB for the sake of making a next HHKB. Right? Like, I could have this, right? And I'd be like, you know what? Bam. And they have like, they do have like a dark version as well. I got the light version because I wanted to match this one. But they do have a dark version if you're into that, because it'll match better with the dark HHK, the more, you know, slate colored one. My chair keeps, stop doing that, chair. Just stay up. So, kinda hype. Hold on, my chair is the stool is just dying on me. Okay, let's sit way too high for a second. But yeah, this is like I said, this is, like I said, the only this is the only real downside I found is you can't store this really anywhere with what you can, because like, look, you got this case, nice red trim on it. I just leave the silica gel because why not, right? It even has a little compartment here if you get one that has the battery bulge. That fits in there, no problem. Got your dust cover. You got this nice little HHKB. Yeah, right? If it had an additional space for a wrist rest, I'd be okay for them making it thicker. And look, like, it's even like sculpted for the HHKB. Right? Like, this material is actually pretty nice. Comes with a little strapperoni, or you can get a little D-ring. Yeah, taller case with a false bottom to put this in would be A+. Make it happen. That's like the only way they could have improved this. But honestly, like, good fucking job, PFU Fujitsu, for like this new iteration of the HHKB. It's actually really good. Okay, let's actually clean up responsibly. Look, I have my old build of my mirror back when I had MX on it instead of Alps. This is why I kept thinking it was stainless steel, because this is stainless steel with Helios, which are like essentially silence. I built mine so quietly, but I just got so tired about how silent switches feel. I don't care about silent switches anymore. So, I mean, I still have this build. I don't know what I'm going to do with this. I mean, I have it. I don't know, I just desolder it so I can just have the PCB in plate in case I ever want to... No, that's a lie. I'm not ever going to rebuild it up. Gib, what would you do with it? You can't do anything with it unless you have a mirror, really. Then get PCB tomorrow, rebuild mirror. Ooh. Fits in your Freyer. Ah. See, then I close this up. My mirror, made by Eve. Badge on this. Gib Lil Winnie. When will there be Winnie Juniors? Little babby Winnies. Only downside with this Topper case is it's hard to fit it anywhere, to be honest. Like, you can't just get a case for this. Like, I just have this, like, leaning on my bookshelf like this. Like, standing upright, because I have no way to put it. No case backpack? What? Yeah, I have quite a few fun boards. And then soon on an upcoming lube stream, I need to lube my Space Invader switches in the 60% I have. By the way, I got my keycaps here. Lubing these are pretty easy because... Okay, use IC puller. Because when you take them apart, you just lift the stem up. And there's only like 3 places to lube. There we go. See, look, there's the leaf. There's a spring. Here's a stem. Pretty cool switch. Pretty unique. Now I'll need to ultrasonic clean all the stems, which is the top part. I like to call these switches little chomper switches, these Space Invaders. Because, so these switches, super interesting. Let me bring them close to the camera so you guys can see the... Okay, so you see the little teeth on the inside? Those are the leaves, right? When you push this down, they come together, and that's what registers the actuation. So it's like a sideways bite. That's why I like to call them little chompers. Like every time you push it, it's chomping. It's like 2 little teeth meeting and chompy. A little set of teeth. Wild, huh? Yeah, like alien jaw. Yeah. That's a good way to put it. And the stabilizers actually hook onto the keycap for stabilized keys. And the thing is, you can't remove the stabilizers. The only way to remove them is to desolder the switch. The only ones that aren't attached to the switch are the spacebar ones, which go underneath the plate. How often do I have to lube them? Just like once every like decade, basically. I'm not really worried about getting dust in the switches because I keep my keyboards pretty nicely, usually. Got all my keycaps, PBT double shot. They're nice and thick. And these are some nice keycaps. Look at that. Look at that thickness. Oh, baby. This goes in. Bam. So a friend of mine designed the 60% tray mount PCB for Space Invaders because, as you can tell, this is just a cheapo, you know, Chinesium plastic ABS tray mount case. It's an FR4 plate. My friend designed the PCB, and we just harvested Space Invader switches from old boards and their keycaps, and we could have our own little custom with USB-C Space Invader modern keyboard, fully programmable. It's honestly really cool. I'm really happy. It was like a 10 PCB, 10 or 15 PCB group buy. So pretty exclusive. It's cool. It's something I like when people do to like give old technology a new life, right? Because otherwise, not many people would want to kind of like daily Space Invader switches for any reason, really. And these switches, I was honestly considering these are the linear ones, between the linear ones and the tactiles in this, but ultimately I chose to go with linear. So yeah, I need to ultrasonic clean all the stop stems, just get my little air blower, you know, blow through all the dust for the bottom parts, lube the top stems, put the spring in, assemble everything, and just bada bing, bada boom, done. There's only one confusing thing, is the PCB is called the Squid 60, which is, you know, the same name as the board that that Chewy did, that 60% he did. Probably the only confusing thing. It's really warm. I'm gonna blow my head with this. Yeah. Any random questions or statements about my random stream? Hope you guys enjoyed tonight's little show and tell and discussions and everything that I had going on. Overall, super happy with how this turned out. Hope everything works when I plug it in. I assume it will. Which ones? These ones? Yeah, these are... I love these caps. I love them. I mean, like, they're high pro, and they're not cylindrical like most all Alps keycaps. They're actually spherical on top. Everything with retrobrighting them, I was considering it. I'm kind of 50-50 because, like, if I mess up retrobrighting it, it'll look worse than if they are consistently yellowed, right? If they're splotchy white or splotchy or streaked retrobright, that would look worse than the consistent yellow. So I'm actually okay with leaving these yellowed. Plus, I need to wait until I have a matching enter key. Because right now I'm using an SGI PBT granite enter and spacebar. When I use ultrasonic cleaner, do I use water? Depends on how dirty. I'll usually start with just water, but if it's like pretty bad, then I'll also use denture tabs as well for extra cleaning. But yeah, you should use distilled water. But usually I'll just use water and a denture tab or two, depending on how much I'm cleaning. Whether it's keycaps or switch parts. Like I have a bag of about 100 vintage blacks that are really well used, but they're well used in like a pretty grody keyboard, so they need to be cleaned. They're like filled with like dust and like dust bunnies actually inside the switch. That's how bad they've got. So those all need to be taken apart. I need to clean all the top housings, clean all the springs, clean all the bottom housings, let everything dry, lube them nice and thoroughly. Then I'll have a nice lube batch of mint blacks to work with. This right here, though. Gasket mounted. That's so modern. A gasket mounted Alps MX HHKB layout. What a time to be alive. In polycarb. In a polycarb case. This is truly bringing Alps to 2020. Or I guess 2019 when the Leaf 60s shipped. Leaf sticker. Do I air dry the parts? Yeah, I air dry them. I'll have a small little like desk fan blowing over them. But yeah, I air dry all my parts. So depending on where you live and the humidity or dryness of where you live, it could be overnight. Or I know some people where they live is a bit more humid. So some people I know have to leave their parts to dry for like 2 days, air dry. But yeah, you want to make sure everything is completely dry. So yeah, it's one of those things where it's better to just get the process started because the longest part is drying. Yeah, or a dehydrator, but I mean, if you don't have a dehydrator, then just air dry. Air dry will work. You just need to give it time. For me, it's a day. Depending on the part, overnight. Like a top housing or a stem, overnight, no problem. Bottom housing or something a bit more complicated like that, maybe a whole day. Like these Alps, it was a half a day from the completely dry once I brought them out. And I just laid them on a towel, and halfway through the day, I just flipped all of them. That's it. Just to make sure the other side is even coverage. But yeah, coming up soon. I mean, I don't know. I guess on weekdays is when I'll do like random streams, like lube streams and hanging out and talking. Weekend streams is when you guys will typically see me do like an actual full build with switches that I lube during the week for like building up a keyboard or doing like a news show or a variety show. If you guys have seen some of my older content, I do like quiz shows with guests or news content live. Doing the weekend streams are always going to be the earlier streams. The weekday streams are always going to be late because after work, right? No problem, Creeth. Thanks so much for the follow, by the way. But yeah, everyone, make sure everyone not only watch my content, but watch all the other amazing content creators in our community. There's so many of them these days, and they all do great, amazing work. So always keep your eye out on Twitch or on different Discord channels to find out, who's streaming. If there's someone you've never watched before who's doing some keyboard content, give them a chance. Give everyone a chance. Sure, you may like some content creators more than others, but I think ultimately everyone can learn from anyone. And that's one of the great things about this community. Unless there's any other questions, once again, thank you everyone so much for watching my stream today. I'll have a stream coming up either this Saturday or Sunday at a pretty reasonable time. Not super late, and we'll be doing some exciting things. I have some things I want to go over on this weekend stream, possibly including a review of something, possibly including some other alternative content I've been working on. So yeah, hope you all stay tuned for that. And at the end of the month, I'll have a Keyboards Tonight episode with my co-hosts Hugo and Diego. So until then, everyone, hope you have an absolutely wonderful night. Stay classy, stay amazing, and no matter what, Keep on keyboarding.